Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about close.com because I find a lot of you sales teams are using close.com. What is close.com? Is it a good tool? Should I use a different tool? Why use close.com? When to use close.com? Maybe you should be using close.com. Maybe you should not be using close.com. When, what, where, how? It's not so much that I'm going to turn around and say it's a good tool. It's not a good tool. My brain doesn't work like that. I effectively am a CRM architect, kind of like a developer. And let's use that metaphor for a minute to try and determine how to evaluate close properly. Let's say we have a plot of land, okay? And on our plot of land, Mr. Developer comes up and he asks himself, what should I build there? Should I build a one-story cottage? Should I build a two-story semi-detached house? Should I build, you know what? Let's build a high-rise there. Let's maximize our efforts, okay? That's the kind of question a developer would ask. And that's honestly the kind of question that I ask when I'm approaching a CRM build. Let's understand if our Mr. Developer wants to get a one-story cottage, he can probably get that built for, I don't know, maybe $200,000, and he can probably get it built in a couple of months. If they want to build a semi-detached two-floor, maybe 3 bedrooms, maybe you've got a sitting room, maybe you've got the kitchen, maybe you have an additional playroom for the kids and a garage, maybe that's going to take about a year and maybe it's going to cost $500,000. So it's 2.5 times the cottage and it's 3 times longer to build. And then, of course, we want to go for Mr. Skyscraper. Our developer is going to build a 12-story, because that's all he can get permits for, with 3 apartments on each floor. So that's 3 multiplied by 12, which is 36 living facilities, if you will, 36 apartments. And that is going to take 2 years to build, and that is going to cost $6 million. So it's quite a bit of a jump. I'm sure you can see how much better the numbers are. And if you're a developer, you're going to say to yourself, Keith, this is the stupidest metaphor I've ever heard of. Why in God's name wouldn't I just build that apartment complex? Well, are you qualified to build that apartment complex? Isn't it much easier just to build a little shed if that's all the skill set that you've got? That's what close is really all about. When you think about close in this example is going to be that cottage, okay? In terms of the value proposition, it's not really there for a guy like me, but in terms of simplicity, I mean, you go into close, within 30 minutes, you and your sales team are going to be ready to sell. It's that simple. It's just simple. Like there's no other real word for it. It has all the features and functions that you could possibly need. In our little cottage example, it's got a sitting room, kitchen combined in one big room, a shower room in the back, and a bedroom. What more could you possibly want? It's got a doorbell that works. It's got a gate, fronts and back gardens all surrounding the property. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it is everything that you may want living on your plot of land. And again, if you're a sales team, close.com has anything and everything ready to rock and roll, plug and play. It is one of the simplest tools that you can just go, get started, and rock. But what can you really do with a cottage? I mean, you can't build on top of it because it doesn't have the foundations. You can't build around. You can't really do much with it. It is what it is. It's plug and play. That's it. You got it. So as amazing as it is for somebody like me, a developer who wants to get creative and wants to build all these different modules, and maybe I want to have an arcade room and a bowling alley and all, so maybe I can get away with it with my 2-story building. It's possible because I got more space to maneuver. Now we're moving up into different CRM categories, like maybe fresh sales and to a degree Pipedrive, but I was thinking more HubSpot and other things like that where there's more flexibility to build, but again, your prices are going up and onboarding. But you can't just, with a lot of these systems, take it and be ready to sell. There's configuration. You got to go through the academies. There's quite a bit of work to be done. And then, of course, when we're getting to the apartment side of things, Now we need someone with a serious skill set who knows how to build something of that magnitude, because the supply chain's gotten bigger, the complexity's gotten bigger, the permits are different, the foundations are different, the considerations are different. Now we're working with elevators and we've got common areas, and maybe there's a gym for the common area, and we're going to have a house, we're going to have underground parking because there's nowhere else to put it. So it's a completely different kettle of fish. That's sort of where Salesforce is for me. Nobody wants to take Salesforce without being certified. The joke being you need a PhD to use Salesforce. Yeah, you need a PhD to use Salesforce, but once you have that PhD, wow, what you can build is just insane. Let's go back to Close CRM, because that's what this video is really about. I'm trying to help people understand when and how and what. Close CRM, I was shocked the first time that I used it, because I freed up a whole day to play with it. And after about 15 to 20 minutes, I realized that I pressed every single button and I had everything learned. And if you go to the Close website, you'll notice that there's no video academy. It's just go in, you'll be fine. It's that intuitive. It's that simple. But at the same time, if you're using close.com, you're probably not getting much out of the reporting. You're probably not understanding your data, because they give you basic reporting so that you can see the basics. While Close CRM, you'll be ready to sell your entire sales team in literally 20, 30 minutes. And that is amazing. If you can't have visibility, if you can't see what's going on, wonderful. You can walk users through what's in your pipeline, what's going on with those deals, what happened yesterday. If you can't answer these questions, as far as I'm concerned, it's no good, even though it's one of the best CRMs on the market where you just want to get down to work. For that, it's absolutely wonderful. So I'm doing my best to give the fair and the not so fair. If you're looking for a cottage, or maybe like Elon Musk's little modular houses where it just turns up, opens, boom, you're in. I'm not going to say cheap, cheerful, because it's actually quite expensive Close, but just you're ready to go. That's it. No worrying. Close is probably one of the best CRMs on the market, hands down. If, however, you want a CRM that enables you to work at your best and visible and really get business intelligence and automated workflows, I can sort of say that Close is problematic, to say the absolute least. I really, really hope this explanation has helped you understand not just about Close, but how to evaluate a CRM in general. My name is Coach K. We provide CRM clarity. And if you are not getting CRM clarity, book an assessment call with me. We'll review everything going on in your business, at the end of which you can either choose to work with me or choose to take that insight and go fix your CRM